Hey everybody, I'm Tara from Crooked Row, and today I am going to plant back here. We are going to go ahead and try to plant out sunflowers and a little bit more corn actually. And one of the reasons why we're actually going to plant a whole lot of sunflowers this year is because I really like to have food for the chickens. And so of course we give them feed. We use like a scratch grain, and sometimes we use pellets, organic pellets as well, but we try to, through the winter time, I feel like chickens get kind of bored, and so there's just not a whole lot of bug activity going on in the soil, and so we try to give them a little bit more interest, something that they can kind of play with and peck around with. And so I like to dry out sunflower seed heads, and sometimes I hang them from the rafters in our chicken coop, and sometimes we just throw them into the barnyard and let them peck around on them. But the whole point is that you actually need a whole bunch of sunflowers in order to do that. And we love the looks of sunflowers, so we're gonna go ahead and plant that there. I actually wanted to go through a couple things also about chickens. So most chickens have been bred to not sit on their eggs, which is why we actually incubate our eggs. There are some varieties that will actually try to sit on their eggs, but we have repeatedly had chickens that will sit on the eggs, and then at like day 20, like right before they're getting ready to hatch, they'll get up off the nest, and we won't know it for a couple of days, and unfortunately those little baby chicks die. And so we've had this happen way too many times to let our chickens sit on the nest. So a lot of growers of chickens will discourage their mothers from getting broody and sitting on their nests. Sometimes you have one that will do it anyway. And so we had a chicken who hid herself in the barn. I'm standing next to the barn. She hid herself in the barn with some of her eggs. It was just like one. And she sat on it and actually grew it to fruition. And that happens so rarely. And especially from the breed that she's one of, I believe she's an Australorp. She could be a mix. I don't think so though. But anyway, she sat on them, and she now has this beautiful fluffy little yellow chick that follows her literally everywhere. Pecks, like peck for peck, that baby is literally doing whatever it can to do exactly what that mama does. It is the cutest thing I've ever seen. We actually don't even have to give it feed other than, you know, what we actually give the chickens, because they peck around so much that the baby is already eating grasses, and you see like when the mama pulls out a worm, she will give it some of the worm. So it is definitely getting plenty of nutrition. It's really, really cute, and we love it. But to get the number of chickens that we actually need to replace some of the hens that are starting to get older, we do have to do incubation. And so right now we have breast chickens. I don't know if you know what those are. B-R-E-S-S-E, breast chickens. And they are white chickens, and I wanted to kind of give you a couple little pointers if you're going to go ahead and incubate, or things that you need to think about. So what we do is we take the chickens that we want to breed, and we separate them from all our other different varieties of chickens, and we put them in a coop alone, and we isolate them. And so for 4 days, we take the eggs and just eat those eggs. After 4 days, we start saving those eggs back just from that isolated group and start saving them for incubation. And we keep them about 65 degrees and do not put them in the refrigerator. That's too cold. you want to, if you can get them in a room with like an air conditioner or something like that, where it's about 65 degrees, that is perfect weather to hold over eggs, and you can do that for about 7 to 10 days. We had 3 hens who were sequestered with their rooster, and they gave us about 18 to 20 eggs, I can't remember. And so we filled our incubator, we have that going. The thing that I think that people need to know is you need 4 days of them being completely alone with their rooster, unless you only have 1 rooster, and then you don't have to worry about it. But they need 4 days of you not utilizing those eggs to get a pure breed. So we want to keep our breast chickens. So what we did was sequestered them for 4 days, and the entire time they're giving us eggs. But the first 4 days we eat those eggs, because they could have been mated by a different kind of rooster and we didn't know it. So that way we get full breast chickens, or whatever breed, Americana, or you know, whatever you're looking for. You want the proper mamas and the proper rooster, and you want to keep them for 4 days, pull all those eggs after 4 days or every day so that they don't eat them. Make sure no other rooster is introduced so that you have purebred eggs. Well, it's hot and we have popsicles. Yeah. We got this all done. I couldn't do these things in as large of a scale as we do if I didn't have these precious souls that I love so much with me, helping me out. They do a great job, and one of the reasons why they do a great job is because since they've all been about 8 years old, they have been helping in the garden. So it's never too late to, and it's never too early actually, to have your kids start helping you. And in order to feed 6 people, and if we have visitors, even more, you need lots of hands helping in a garden this size. So if you don't have help, you can still do it, but maybe not to the scale that we do it in. So we are doing this so that we can have food for our chickens through the winter, a different type of food than what we already give them. It just lets them think, gives them something to do, to break open those seed shells and things like that. And who doesn't love some great big huge dinner plate sunflower heads peeking up in your garden around fall time? It's quintessential to the garden. So remember, if we can grow food for our chickens,
anybody can.
Thanks.
Bye.